originally envisioned as a fleet of more nearly 3 dozen destroyers, and the weapons that justified them, the Zumwalts have faced delays, cuts and staggering cost increases. As the ships teeter on the verge of white elephant status, could they become relevant again by taking on a new role, that of a stealthy ship killer? The Zumwalt-class destroyers were originally envisioned as a fleet of 32 destroyers designed to attack targets far inland with precision-guided howitzer shells. Designed in part to support amphibious landings by the U.S. Marine Corps, the Zumwalts were meant to make up for the lack of big gun firepower caused by the retirement of the Iowa-class destroyers. Unfortunately, cost overruns and technical problems caused the Pentagon to trim the number of Zumwalts to just 3 ships. Even worse, the service has decided the long-range attack-projectile shells that justified the ships are too expensive to purchase. This puts the remaining fleet in a poor position to support future naval landings, as only 1 ship is likely to be at sea at any given time. Meanwhile, the U.S. Navy is witnessing the rapid rise of the People's Liberation Army Navy. The plan was barely a force to be reckoned with as early as 2000, when the Zumwalt-class was in early development. Today, the Pentagon describes the Plan 3 as the largest navy in Asia, with more than 300 surface ships, submarines, amphibious ships, and patrol craft. While the United States and China are not direct adversaries, aggressive Chinese activity in the South and East China Seas outside of international norms and against U.S. allies could bring the two into conflict. Similarly, Russia has increased the use of its navy in the Baltic, the Mediterranean, and the Pacific. The stealthy nature of the Zumwalt-class, whose design reduces the ship's radar signature to that of a small fishing boat, lends itself to operating in enemy waters. Coupled with a large magazine of missiles, the Zumwalt-class could become the ideal warship for an aggressive anti-surface ship role. Operating as a lone wolf but fully networked into the U.S. Navy's battle network, the Zumwalt could be sent to hunt down and destroy enemy task forces far and wide. The conversion would start with deleting the two 155mm advanced gun system howitzers on the bow and replacing them with a large field of Mk-41 vertical launch systems. Each Mk-41 can hold a single missile, which in this case will be the new long-range anti-ship missile, LRASM 4. Removing the guns could free up room for up to 200 Mk-31 seconds, resulting in more silo-based firepower than even the Ohio-class guided missile submarines. The combination of a stealthy ship and stealthy anti-ship missiles guided by artificial intelligence would make a formidable adversary. Alternately, the 200 or so silos could be filled with tactical Tomahawk missiles for a land attack mission. A ship killing Zumwalt would by necessity operate alone, as an escort would be easy for enemy centers to detect. Fortunately, the combination of the shipset/Spy 3 multifunction radar and SM-2 and SM missiles makes for a powerful self-defense suite. The Zumwalts 80 Mk-57 silos, already installed on board the ship, would be reserved for defensive weapons. The 80 silos could provide a layered defense with a combination of medium-range standard SM-2 air defense missiles and short-range evolved Sea Sparrow missiles, SM. If the newer SM surface-to-air missile fits in the Mk-57, the secondary anti-ship role of the SM-6 would give the Zumwalts a backup anti-ship weapon for use against enemy vessels that don't rate LRASM. That's not to say an attack Zumwalt wouldn't have any escorts at all. As envisaged, the destroyer would lack any active anti-submarine warfare systems. Like a carrier strike group, 1 or 2 nuclear attack submarines could accompany the Zumwalts into combat, screening for undersea threats. The submarines could also launch diversion area attacks against enemy task groups and scout the waters ahead for enemy surface forces.